has a pretty sizable army. Will finally be able to take out these pesky Ghost Academies, which he had a shot at taking out earlier in this game. Not sure why he left them standing. But now he's going to once again fall back and re-maneuver himself. I don't know what he's thinking right here, you know? I guess he just doesn't want to commit to an all-in push because VTavilo, of course, does have some ground forces. He just doesn't want to overextend himself, but if we look on the mini-map, VTavilo still has more expansions than Bosnic. He's got these hidden expansions all over the map. Remember, guys, this is Tal'Darim and Altar, and it's a big map. This is probably the biggest map in the ladder pool. There are so many expansions here, and that's why this game has been able to go to the 58-minute mark. So, Bosnic, he's like hunting for expansions right now, but well, he's on 2 bases of his own, so he's definitely kind of secure in his own right, but I feel like Bosnic needs to take that extra step to win this game because throughout this game, VTavilo has just been so aggressive, and his playstyle has really kept Bosnic on the back foot. In fact, let's pull up some more of these tabs here. Let's go look at workers killed. Oh, 96 workers killed for VTavilo, really nice there. I can't help. I'm sure that some of those were from ghosts nuking the probes. So, really nice play so far in this game by VTavilo. And what other tabs can we look at here that are cool? APM tab. Bosnic with a pretty low APM, but anyways, looks like we may have a battle here. 3 observers in the mix, really smart there to pick off those ghosts if nukes are coming down, and it looks like VTavilo there was almost going to make an engagement happen, launching some EMPs off, really good EMPs. VTavilo, he could pick off those Colossus. They were vulnerable for a second right there, but he decides to fall back. I'm not sure I agree with that. VTavilo should have attacked while his stim was ready, but now he's going to fall back, and his Marines and Marauders once again under the effects of the drug. Gonna use another stim. What is VTavilo doing? No! No! Oh, I don't know about this. If he's going to stim, he should engage, not stim the run. And now he's in a horrible spot. He has almost no Marines and Marauders left, and Bosnic is just giving chase. This is like a lion hunting a gazelle. With the Colossus, the lions, of course, and everything else, just the gazelles. And everything gets massacred. This is Jamestown 2. And, oh man, the blood is boiling. My blood is boiling from this game. VTavilo has made some really interesting stim decisions, which I think have kind of cost him a little bit. And now if we look at the army tab, he is behind. 95 under 153. So, oh my god, my hat's off to Bosnic, guys. If Bosnic pulls a victory out of this game, even though he was super conservative, what an incredible player. Because look at this, his entire main has been destroyed, his natural was destroyed, his third was destroyed. He had to relocate himself down to the south. He effectively moved from Canada to Mexico, and he is still alive. He's making this work. He is actually, if you ask me, ahead in this game. He has a larger army, and, you know, he's just taking his time, and I guess you can't fault him for that. He's doing a great job so far. He has survived the nuclear holocaust, not something that is easily done. VTavilo now is, though, pushing out with Marines and Marauders, has found a vulnerable nexus here. Can definitely do a lot of damage, but a couple Zealots warping in will force VTavilo to refocus his efforts. He must double his efforts against the Zealots. Oh man, I just love pulling quotes from Star Wars, but looks like the Zealots are going to be picked off, and the Marauders are going to pick off all the probes here. Really nice use of the stutter micro, and he's going to pick off all the probes. So more Zealots coming in, cancels the Zealots warping with a quick snipe of the pylon. Really nice micro from VTavilo, and VTavilo is clawing himself back into this game despite his army disadvantage right now, killing off more and more probes. The workers kill tab now has exceeded 121. I don't think I've ever seen a game where you've seen more than 120 workers killed. I honestly do not. So now Bosnic is sitting on 25 probes. The funny thing is he doesn't even realize that just over the horizon, just over the rainbow, there's a command center here, an orbital command, happily mining away. And, you know, Bosnic has kind of been moving his Protoss ball around the map, hunting for expansions. He's like I said, the lion, hunting for places to snipe, but he's not even looking in his backyard, man. He's not looking out the window and across the horizon, and once he sees this, it's going to be too late. Everything's going to be mined out. VTavilo wisely using his meals to mass mine it, and yeah, I like what VTavilo's doing. He's keeping himself in this game as well, but it's still going to be a pretty tough road. I'm surprised he hasn't used nukes so far in a while, but I scratched that. Another nuke has been launched. I'm not entirely sure where. Oh, a defensive nuke. Once again by Vilo. Will probably end up canceling that. No, he's not going to be able to cancel it in time, and boom! Ouch. Nuked himself to death. And it looks like Avilo is going to be pushing in here down to the bottom expansion, finally finding another opening. Has a lot of Vikings with his army this time. I like that, but he may not have enough ground forces to pick off this large Protoss ball, but he is maneuvering his Vikings to pick off the Colossus. Oh my god! Bosnic could lose all of his Colossus here. Bosnic needs to be very careful, blinking his Stalkers back to protect against the Vikings. And right now, Comsat going down to catch the observers so that the Protoss player cannot see the high ground, but the Vikings decide to fall back, and the entire Terran army gets molested by the Protoss ball. That army just went in and pounced and took it out and basically extracted all the skin, meat, and bones from the Marines and Marauders. Well played by Bosnic, keeping his Colossus alive as well. That was definitely key. And now Avilo once again has to rebuild his ground army. This is like the 15th millionth time he's done that. SCVs now need a new home, but their home is now the graveyard. As they run into the Protoss ball, the orbital command is now lifted off. It's gonna go down to the bottom left-hand side here. I believe this is the main. What is this? What expansion is this? I don't know what this is. Oh yeah, this is the main, the bottom left main. What am I thinking? Durr. So yeah, he's gonna go ahead and relocate himself. Meanwhile, Avilo forced to once again defend against a massive Protoss ball at the front of his door. Does he have any nuclear missiles left in his arsenal? He has 3 nuclear missiles ready to go. So essentially, he can launch 3 more defensive nukes. Oh, but gonna be able to do a drop here, launching a nuke off at the robotics facilities. And he has forced Almighty to stop here, and he may be able to take off some Zealots as well, but nope, Bosnic wisely rerouting his Zealots. Nuke is going to land on the robotics facilities, but like a good Protoss, those shields, man, they can definitely keep the buildings alive, but a second nuke will probably take out those robo facilities, and oh, Bosnic, no, he is not going to walk into the nukes. Oh, if I was Avilo right now, I would be really kind of pissed because he's gone for this baller strategy, this gangster strategy, but not once today has he landed a money nuke, like a golden money nuke. He has not done it once so far. I would love to see it, but unfortunately that hasn't been the case. I don't even know what nuke that was. I gotta say, this is like nuke number 40 or something. I think this game has so far seen about 40 nuclear missiles. So someone's gonna count this, I'm sure, and then post it down in the comments below. But I think it's been about 40 nukes. I think I'm just gonna make the video of the title of this video, 40 nuclear missiles. So, oh man, what a day, guys. Monday, after working a 9 to 5, I come home from work, I get an email to cast this replay, and lo and behold, we cast a replay. One of a kind. It's a game that has 40 nuclear missiles. Avilo, you're a god amongst men. Anyways, the command center was picked off at the bottom left-hand corner. Pretty smart by Bosnic to take that out. Bosnic now actually going to be operating on one or a couple of more bases than he was before. Going to lose the Nexus here, but not a big loss, obviously, because he's mined it out entirely. And now we are pretty much geared up for one last big engagement, and I think that may be the game, guys. I mean, it's going to come down to all these Vikings, Marines, and Marauders against this big Protoss ball, and maybe some nukes. Who knows? So anyways, we have the push out by Bosnic once again. Bosnic is probably at this point in the game like, God, I just want to end it. I mean, remember guys, these guys were playing at MLG at Columbus, which I was at a couple weeks ago. And they were playing live, so you gotta imagine, man, that they were sitting here thinking, what kind of game have I got myself into? Everybody else in their round probably finishes their games like hours and hours ago, and they're like, this has been going on for an hour and 10 minutes, and nobody has won the game yet. This is just one of those epic games, and I'm a little bit sad that it didn't get broadcast live, but regardless, thank you for showing me this replay. Definitely good to get out there in the public. And here comes Avilo. He has a pretty big Marine Marauder ball. Oh, Ghost coming in here. Could land a pretty money EMP. It's gonna get out of there and decloak. Runs out of energy, in fact. And now the Vikings using that high ground, but they will have to fall back because of the Blink Stalkers. The Ghost gets picked off to the front door. And oh, Avilo may not have any more Ghosts. Yeah, he has 1 Ghost left. Not sure where it is. Where is that Ghost? It needs to land a good money nuke or an EMP. Looks like Bosnic here is gonna push in and try to end the game. He has a very large Protoss ball. has lost several of his forces. In fact, he's lost all of his Colossus except for one. VTavilo has done a great job at killing off all the Colossus, and VTavilo now can fall back and use his Marines and Marauders. If he uses them wisely, he can actually push Bosnic all the way back. Keep in mind, this entire time there's been a couple of forces here or there just kind of doing damage inside the Protoss, I don't know, 6 o'clock expansion. And once again, another nuke on the way. This ghost was like, you know what, Marauder, you do your job well, but you don't do your job as well as me. Let me show you how it's done. And the nuke is coming down. In fact, a second nuke to really finish things off, and Bosnic is now beginning the big fallback. One thing I've noticed, though, is these Immortals have remained alive this entire game. I mean, look at the, nope, not able to do too much damage to the Protoss army. Look at the kills on some of these Immortals, guys. 9 kills. So that one, not that good. 7 kills. I know one of these had like 22 kills. There you go. 22 kill Executor. He's the KSer of this game. But yeah, these Immortals have remained alive this entire game. I mean, partly due to their hardened shielding. I'm pretty sure that a nuke only does 10 damage to an Immortal. So, I mean, we haven't really seen a nuke land on an army this entire game, but, you know, those hardened shields have really kept these Immortals in play this entire game. Their Colossus brethren have gone down, but Bosnic has kept his Immortals alive, which is really good because they're fairly good against Marauders for obvious reasons. So, it looks like once again, guys, we are having VTavilo venturing out into the netherworld. It's like he has crawled out of the bunker, out of the nuclear bunker. You know, everyone back in the 50s had like the little underground cellars, the bomb shelters. It's like VTavilo has now crawled out of the bomb shelter with his main army. For the first time, we are seeing him move out across the map with his main army in, I don't know, hours. and he's moving out. He's like, where is the Protoss army? What's alive out here? Are there any cockroaches still? You know, it'd be funny if, I was just thinking right now, it'd be funny if roaches were immune to nukes. But anyways, there's no Zerg in this game. But yeah, VTavilo has now pushed out across the middle. He's like, the wasteland above. The world has changed. It's post-Armageddon. And, he's got a pretty sizable army of Marines, Marauders, and a couple of Ghosts, so we'll see what he can do. Once again, he has an arsenal of 3 nuclear missiles packed with those Ghosts, and he could definitely do some damage with those. VTavilo now is dropping off a couple Marines inside the backside expansion. Gonna be able to do a little bit of damage, but those charges quickly coming in. And once again, we have another nuke. Oh, I like this by VTavilo. He's launching predictive nukes here, expecting the Protoss ball to come around the backside, but Bosnic is so much smarter than that, keeping his army inside the, I don't know, the new natural, and keeping them back there so he was not gonna leave his army to get nuked. But meanwhile, that keeps the Protoss army in the back, and VTavilo is able to maneuver his army and pick off several key Protoss buildings. So definitely a nice move by VTavilo, but I don't know if he should commit here. He's in a precarious position. There's a lot of Protoss forces back there, and he may need to get the hell out of there. Back it up, beep, 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 and get out of there. That is not good. And indeed, I think that's what he's going to do. But those Stalkers, man, they have blink, and they are very fast and mobile. They can catch those dropships in transition, but it looks like both the players deciding better of it and are going to back out for now. Now, it looks like Bosnic has 2 bases once again. He's been cornered off into 2 bases. He really doesn't have that much mining at all. He's just mining off of 1 base. And, I mean, look at the minerals and gas income tab. Both players very, very low. It's been an hour and 16-minute game so far, guys. I mean, that is just mind-bogglingly long. How many Starcraft games go into an hour and 16 minutes? I don't know what you guys are doing now. By this point, half of you guys may be falling asleep. Half of you guys are probably staring at the screen with your jaw hitting the floor. Some of you guys it might be the next day for you. I don't even know. But this has been going on for an hour and almost 20 minutes. VTavilo has not been able to secure a victory despite his incessant nuking, almost stubborn nuking, so to say, and he hasn't been able to claim himself a victory. Bosnic, on the other hand, has kept himself alive. Like a good Protoss, he has been able to keep himself from getting nuked. He's been able to keep his bases alive at any which point, and he's got a pretty sizable army throughout this game. So, still undetermined as to who is going to take it away. I just don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, guys. VTavilo, I have no predictions at all. VTavilo is just kind of dancing in the middle of the map and just trying to decide what to do. Same with Bosnic, in fact. So anyways, I don't know. Let me tell you guys about my my day. Oh, a little bit about my car, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I will be prosecuting the chop shop that basically stole my car, and I'm hoping I can get a couple $1,000s from that. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I guess I need to talk about something else besides this game, otherwise my head is going to implode from all the nuclear missiles and the length of this game. But yeah, I will be prosecuting that chop shop, which basically stole my car. So thanks to you guys for all the support you guys have given me, and oh yeah, much thanks to all the donators. I mean, the amount of donations I got while I was carless was just insane. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it, and I thank you guys all for your support. Also, now's a good time. If you guys haven't had a chance, subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. Definitely good ways to keep in touch, and of course keep up to date with my videos and everything that I do. And yeah, guys, that's all I have to say about that. Getting back to this game, both players are still building up pretty large armies. Neither player has decided to commit themselves yet. Bosnic is moving out across the center, and it looks like he may, for the first time today, or maybe the second time today, be gearing up for another push. But of course, VTavilo has a nuclear missile ready. I'm sure he can launch a defensive nuke once again, opting not to do it. Oh God! He's gonna fall back, but Bosnic gonna push into here, loading down a force field. VTavilo still has a pretty large Marine Marauder army, able to pick off a sizable army of Bosniks, and both players trading heavily right here, but no nuclear missile being launched at this moment in the game. VTavilo pushing forward with whatever remains of his Marines and Marauders. I think he may have enough to push Bosnic. Bosnic only remaining with Stalkers now, and VTavilo has to fall back, but I think Bosnic at the same time will have to fall back as well. Both players doing some pretty good damage to each other's armies, and now Bosnic wisely laying down the Smackdown Pylon. Yes, this is WWE. Laying down the Smackdown Pylon inside this command center. A little bit too late. This guy, you know, this command center, he submitted his resume to the general to become a planetary, but it was received a little bit too late, and now more zealots going to warp in. I think that planetary, or soon to become planetary, is going to soon to become just metal, scrap metal, and yes indeed, the building explodes. Bosnic now, once again moving down to the bottom. He's going to find a couple planetaries here or there, but you know, there's really no reason to attack here. Just a couple of buildings that have no purpose at this stage in the game. In fact, if we look on the map, what is there left to mine? I think this is the only mineable expansion left on the map. And for a map like Tal'Darim Altar, that is just insanity. Only one left base able to mine for the entire map, and there's like 20 different expansions here. So I mean, whatever. VTavilo here is going to be dropping off into the new natural, and he is going to be able to do a little bit more damage. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, killing off buildings is not his priority here. He should be trying to focus down these Immortals and Colossus and trying to whittle down that Protoss ball while they're separated from the Stalkers and Zealots. But it looks like he opts not to do that, and he calls a GG! Oh, wow. VTavilo with a GG. Actually, you know what, if we look at that army tab, it looks like Bosnic was way ahead. He had 128 supply, whereas VTavilo was at a measly 57. And the income tab showing that he didn't have that much harvesters anyways. And with this being the last mining expansion and VTavilo losing it, I think that VTavilo was wise to call a GG. I mean, such an extended game. And of course these players fighting so long and hard. And the nuclear missile strategy, really boss, super baller, at least 40 nukes in this game. But at the end of the day, this is what stood of his army, and just not enough to deal with this. So, GG guys, I am completely exhausted from this cast. Remember guys, I worked a 9 to 5 and I came here and I just casted an hour and 23-minute game. I mean, I'm so happy to do it, but at the same time, I'm so dizzy and tired right now. Wow. By the way, guys, if you guys like this new voice recording software I have, let me know in the comments down below. Apparently, some people said it's supposed to make you sound like a rock star, so if I sound like Elvis Presley now, or, I don't know, a sexier version of HD, let me know. If not, you know, let me know as well. But anyways, yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Subscribe, follow me on Facebook, recommend me more games to cast, and more games will come. And what an epic epic hour-long game. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys show this to your friends or whatever, tell them to like get some popcorn or you know, bring over some people to watch it, because this is not a game you just sit down and watch by yourself. It is so friggin' long. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is currently Monday afternoon. We'll have more games coming out hopefully tomorrow if I get some time. And yeah, that'll be it for me. Thanks so much for staying tuned. HD signing out till next time.